This is part 2 of my testimony of the time that God delivered me from a lesbian spirit and took me to hell. So in 2020, when my brother was possessed with a lot of demons, it started to speak to me and I started to want answers. And I told y'all that I liked girls when I was growing up. And because I was liking girls growing up, my dad wasn't really trying to talk to me as much because he grew up in the church. He was a pastor. He was a preacher. So he really was like saying like, Kia, I don't agree with you. I don't support you. He'll be like, I love you from a distance. So it's like he really didn't want to like talk to me every day as if he was trying to teach me a lesson. Like, so me and my daddy didn't really have a great relationship when I was liking girls because he just felt like I wasn't doing the right thing, or I wasn't walking in the path that I was supposed to be walking with Jesus Christ, which was wrong for him to do. I said that to say how powerful this was when I actually went to hell. So once I'm literally like seeing that my brother is talking in third person, he going in and out, he over here talking to himself, he over here talking like his name is Minnie, like he kept saying I'm Minnie, like and he was speaking in Latin, y'all. He don't even speak Latin. But like I said, I don't want to tell my brother's story right now. I only want to tell my story. If you want to know about the time that my brother had to go through that, you ask him. So it started making me feel guilty, as if like if all this is real, maybe I will go to hell, or like, maybe I will be punished. Maybe I'm not doing right by God. I don't know. So I called my dad after not talking to him for years. I called my dad and I'm like, Dad, is it true that like I'm not doing what God wants me to do? And he was just like, I've been told you that. That's not what you're supposed to do. And I said, but why do I feel happy? Why do I feel good? Why is everybody else doing it? Why is everybody like power to the rainbow? Like, if it's so wrong in God's eyes, why do I feel good doing it? And he said, if you really want to know if you're doing right or wrong, ask God yourself. So I'm like, okay. He said, no. If you want God to show you, ask God to show you. And let me tell y'all something. Be careful when you ask God for things that you're not ready for. You better be ready. Because when I tell you I asked God to show me, I said, God, I know you are real. I know I don't have a relationship with you like I'm supposed to have a relationship with you, but I just want answers, and I just want to know. Is the things that I'm doing, if it's wrong, please show me and please tell me. I'm begging you. I remember the day I sat on my knees begging God, God, show me, speak to me, do something. I don't know what it is that you will do, but help me. When I say he was listening with open ears and was like, okay, I've been waiting for you to ask me this, daughter. You want to know? Let me show you. Y'all, it wasn't too long after I said that prayer and asked God to help me that God actually showed me who he was and why what I was doing was not what I was supposed to be doing. And the way he showed me was mind-blowing. Now, what makes this even more crazy, y'all, is that I had a girlfriend at the time. I was in love. I was happy. You couldn't tell me nothing. I was doing things I had no business doing now that I know about it. But back then, I thought I was doing what I wanted to do. No. So, the day it happened, I asked him in December, and it happened in January. But the day it happened was on my birthday. God took me to hell on January 11th, 2020, on my birthday. So at this time, I was in college, I was running track, and my girlfriend played basketball at the time. So we already knew we was going to go out that night. We already knew we was going to have fun, which I thought we was going out that night. That didn't happen. So I call her while she's leaving practice, and I'm like, girl, I'm in here, making the bed or whatever. I'm so ready to go out. Where we going? She's like, oh, we going to Cheddar's, da-da-da-da. I said, yes, bet. But I'm chewing on something. She was like, what you eating? I'm eating a candy. I'm eating, what kind of candy is you eating? The candy that you had on your dresser. The candy that was on her dresser was a nerd rope. It was a nerd rope. One of them edibles, basically. And I ate the whole thing. And she was like, oh, you're not going anywhere. Now, before I went to hell, I definitely was high. But remember when I told you that drugs and alcohol and all of this are portals, are really ways you enter the spiritual realm, is ways that your body and your flesh becomes weak. So it's so much easier for the demons or for anything else to. So I'm like, nah, I'm fine. I'm good. I'm great. She said, no, you're about to be real, real high. I'm like, no, I'm not. This is how I knew the nerd candy started kicking in. So I am over here on the phone with her, and I'm looking at my phone. Let me get my phone so I can show you how I was doing it. I'm looking at the phone, and I'm like, how is she in this phone right now? Like, I couldn't wrap my mind around how there was a person in my phone. This is how I knew I started the trip. And then it really got worse. I told her she's on the way from practice while she's talking to me on FaceTime. So she's going to walk through the door anytime soon. So she walks through the door, and I'm looking at her, and she's scared the hajibas. She scared me, okay? She scared me like crazy. I'm like, how did you get here? And she's like, what you talking about? I just walked through the door. I'm like, you was just on my phone. How you appear in my face? This is how I knew knew I was really actually tweaking. This is before I went to hell, y'all. So she said, girl, you literally already high. Like, get on my face. And I'm just like, no, I'm not. She goes, hop in the shower, about to get ready because we about to go out. It's my birthday. Yay. So I'm just walking around the room and stuff. And I'm literally like starting to lose track of time. Like, I can literally feel myself starting to lose track of time. When I say track of time, I don't mean like, oh snap, it's 6 o'clock. It was just 5:55. No, I mean everything that was happening 5 seconds before it happened, I kept forgetting what happened. I was losing time. Then I sit down. When I sit down is when everything started to go crazy. I'm sitting down and I can't think. I literally can't think at all. Like no thought is coming into my head. Like my brain stopped working. It was like I'm thinking of nothing, and it started to really tweak me out. Like I was tweaking. I was scared. So I get up, I'm banging on the door. I'm like, I need to go to the hospital. I need to go to the hospital. She said, what are you talking about? I said, no, I really need to go to the hospital. Something not right. And she said, girl, no, you tripping. She still wasn't paying me no mind. So then I go and I sit back down. But this time is when I leave this time is when I feel my actual body leave this realm and go into the spiritual realm. No jokes. I'm not joking with y'all. I'm feeling my body leave myself. But this is where I knew I was going to hell. This is the start of where I knew I was going to hell. So all of a sudden, my body just gets so hot. Like when I say so hot, it was a hot I couldn't even explain. It was like my body turned into lava. And this is how I explain it. If you see, like, you ever see stuff on TV where there is like a lake of lava or like a body of lava, it's just red and orange and just bright. I felt like lava. I felt like that. And like it felt like my body became little particles of nothing. It's like my body left itself and my flesh wasn't there no more. And that's how hot I was. I was on fire, dog. But it wasn't like you could touch me and I was hot, or I was like, oh, it's hot in here, or like I was in the oven. I just felt like flames. I felt like I just turned into flames. I'm like, bro, I don't know what's going on with me. I go back, banging on the door, banging. She's like, what? The thing is, this is an important factor. Everything is happening so fast, but to me, it feels like it's happening super duper slow, like for a very long time, to the point where I'm thinking she's been in the shower for a very long time. She was not in the shower for a very long time. She was in the shower for only like 2 minutes. What all this is going on? So I'm banging on the door. At this point, she jumps out of the shower and she still got suds all over her. Literally, right hand of God, I'm telling the truth. The thing is, this happened to me 5 years ago, and I know everything verbatim. And the fact that she witnessed it, the fact that there's videos of it, the fact that I can tell my parents, they can tell the story for them. I've been told this story a long time ago. So I'm not coming out with this story because I'm making something up and because she did it. I'm coming out with the story because I feel like she pushed me to tell my story. Back to what I was saying. So she comes out with the suds, and I'm dying. So all I kept thinking was, I'm dead. I kept thinking, I died on my birthday. Like, I don't know what fun we did, what fun we had. I don't remember the recollection. I couldn't recall anything that was just happening. So I was like, bro, did I die on my birthday? And she was like, you're not dead. I said, if I'm not dead, I want to be. The feeling that I was feeling in that moment, how hot my body became and how much I felt like I disintegrated into thin air, I was like, this is what I kept saying, where's the pew-pew? I was like, well, if I'm not dead, I want to unalive myself. If I'm not dead, I want to be. Like, that's really what I kept saying. Like, whatever I was going through in that moment, I didn't want to go to hell. Wherever my body was taking me, I was literally screaming. I don't want to be there. So she took my phone, and then I sat on the bed. When I sat on the bed is when I fell into hell. And this is how I knew I was in hell.